is Tucker again, and I have another book for you. It is called Alexander and the Terrible, Horrible, No Good, Very Bad Day. Not only are we going to read this book, we're going to talk about cause and effect. Cause is something that causes or makes something happen. Effect is what happens after that. So if your shoelace is untied, it might cause you to trip and fall. So the shoelace untied is the cause, the falling down is the effect. Let's see what causes and effects we have in this story. So this is written by Judith Viorst and illustrated by Ray Cruz. And it's a story about a young boy who wakes up in a very bad mood. As I read the story, I want you to notice the way that Alexander acts throughout the story and how they affect the things that happened next. So something he does will cause something else to happen. So try to identify the causes and the effects while I read. All right. I went to sleep with gum in my mouth, and now there's gum in my hair. And when I got out of bed this morning, I tripped on the skateboard, and by mistake I dropped my sweater in the sink while the water was running. And I could tell it was going to be a terrible, horrible, no good, very bad day. Wow. I can already tell that is an awful day. I wonder how him being grumpy is going to affect the rest of his day. Let's see. At breakfast, Anthony found a Corvette Stingray car kit in his breakfast cereal box. And Nick found a junior undercover agent code ring in his breakfast cereal box. But in my breakfast cereal box, all I found was cereal. I think I'll move to Australia. In the carpool, Mrs. Gibson let Becky have a seat by the window. Audrey and Elliot got seats by the window too. I was being scrunched. I said I was being smushed. I said, if I don't get a seat by the window, I'm gonna be car sick. And no one even answered. I could tell it was going to be a terrible, horrible, no good, very bad day. So, if the cause is that Alexander didn't get a window seat, what would the effect be? What did he say? If I don't get a window seat, I'm going to be car sick? At school, Mrs. Dickens liked Paul's picture of the sailboat better than my picture of the invisible castle. At singing time, she said I sang too loud. At counting time, she said I left out 16. Who needs 16? I could tell it was gonna be a terrible, horrible, no good, very bad day. Do you think we need 16? I could tell because Paul said I wasn't his best friend anymore. And he said that Philip Parker was his best friend and that Albert Moyle was his next best friend and that I was only his third best friend. I hope you sit on a tack, I said to Paul. I hope the next time you get a double-decker strawberry ice cream cone, the ice cream part falls off the cone part and lands in Australia. Well, that isn't very nice. Why do you think Alexander tells Paul to sit on a tack? What was the cause that made him act that way? What caused him to be angry with Paul? There were 2 cupcakes in Philip Parker's lunch bag, and Albert got a Hershey bar with almonds, and Paul's mother gave him a piece of jelly roll that had little coconut sprinkles on the top. Guess whose mother forgot to give them dessert? It was a terrible, horrible, no good, very bad day. Oh my gosh. That's what it was. Because after school, my mom took us all to the dentist. And Dr. Fields found a cavity just in me. Come back next week and I'll fix it, said Dr. Fields. Next week, I said, I'm going to Australia. Why do you think he wants to go to Australia now? If he's in Australia, does he have to get his tooth fixed? On the way downstairs, the elevator door closed on my foot, and while we were waiting for my mom to get the car, Anthony made me fall where it was muddy. And then when I started crying because of the mud, Nick said I was a crybaby. Causes and so many effects on that page. Can you find them? What caused him to fall in the mud? While I was punching Nick for saying crybaby, my mom came back with the car and scolded me for being muddy and fighting. I'm having a terrible, horrible, no good, very bad day, I told everybody. No one even answered. So, when we went to the shoe store to buy some sneakers, Anthony chose white ones with blue stripes. Nick chose red ones with white stripes. I chose blue ones with red stripes. But then the shoe man said, we're all sold out. They made me buy plain old white ones, but they can't make me wear them. When we picked up my dad at his office, he said I couldn't play with his copy machine. But I forgot. He also said to watch out for the books on his desk. And I was careful as could be, except for my elbow. He also said don't fool around with his phone. But I think I called Australia. My dad said, please don't pick him up anymore. It was a terrible, horrible, no good, very bad day. There were lima beans for dinner, and I hate them. There was kissing on TV, and I hate kissing. My bath was too hot. I got soap in my eyes. My marble went down the drain, and I had to wear my railroad train pajamas. I hate my railroad train pajamas. When I went to bed, Nick took back the pillow he said I could keep, and the Mickey Mouse nightlight burned out, and I bit my tongue. The cat wants to sleep with Anthony, not with me. It's been a terrible, horrible, no good, very bad day. My mom says some days are like that. Even in Australia. So how many of you have ever had a bad day? I know I have. Can you think of things that made you or caused you to have a bad day? I know sometimes when I'm running late, I get really, really grumpy and then I lose things. So the cause is I didn't wake up in time. The effect is I'm running around like a crazy woman and I can't find anything. Causes and effects, causes and effects. Why do you think he woke up with gum in his hair? Because he went to sleep with gum in his mouth. The cause is if you sleep with gum in your mouth, you're going to wake up. The effect with gum in your hair. Cause and effect. Cause is what happens first. Effect happens next. I sure do miss you guys. I hope to see you soon, and I hope you enjoyed my story. Bye-bye.